What's up, everybody? It's Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and today I wanted to just talk to you guys about something. Now, it's really funny because I had been thinking about doing a video like this for a few weeks, and it's something that I kind of put off because I didn't really know if it'd be something you guys would be interested in. And I didn't really know, if the viewership would be there, if the people would even really care, if it would resonate with the people. So I've been kind of debating it for a while now. And last night, I watched my buddy Christian's video. Check out his channel, which he's rebranded now to Planet CHH, formerly known as Christian Hannah Horror. And he did a video just talking about, the future of his channel and being a YouTuber for 10 years. So I said, screw it, let's do this. And I just want to talk to you guys about why I love horror. What this means to me, how it started, and just what I get out of it, and kind of maybe address some of the stereotypes and the tropes and the criticisms that people like us get. I grew up in a household with a mom that saw all of these 80s movies in theaters opening weekend. She was a teenager. She was in her early 20s. This was her prime when all these movies were coming out. And I was raised under the guise of these movies are the types of movies you want to watch. Your Halloween, your Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, Halloween 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I could go on and on. That was my mom's thing. She felt very passionate about it because she was there for it. She got to experience it. She got to experience the journey of seeing these movies and watching this, waiting for the sequels to come out and stuff. So I was just raised appreciating the classics, I guess I should say, recognizing them, being aware of them, and watching them myself. And I don't know what it was in 2006, 2007 that really just clicked, that made me start collecting physical media, but it just happened. And I found myself just buying horror movies. It's like all I would buy. And it was the ones that, people would call safe bet horror movies. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever, I guess, kind of snarky, belittling term you want to use for it. It was these safe horror movies. The horror movies that everybody knows. And that was just because that's what I was shown. I really started to broaden my horizons as the years went on. And though I'll never sit here and say that I am number one horror fan, Christian is somebody I look up to because he's got a far more vast knowledge of these movies. And that's totally fine. This has never been a competition in this community, guys. This should never be a competition. We love horror. We all have different flavors of horror. Having said that, I look at the shelf that's behind this camera with hundreds of movies and predominantly horror. And I've got stuff from Maniac to Pumpkinhead to Cabin in the Woods to Black Christmas to Zombie to Fright Night. It's all over the place. There's really no rhyme or reason or method to the madness. It's just whatever clicks with me that I really enjoy. And I feel like horror was really cool for me because it was an escape. The first thing I want to really address with the stereotypes is the idea that liking these types of movies says something about you. I have never subscribed to that belief. I honestly think that is really shitty to say when people will say that type of stuff. Oh, you like this type of movie? You like slasher movies? Oh, you have no taste. Or are you secretly a psycho? And stuff like that. My older brother would say to me when I was growing up. I guess for horror, for me, it was really just a way to transport me from the horrors of real life and watch horrors that I know are fake and turn my brain off for an hour and a half and 2 hours and watch this macabre, disgusting, dark, depressing material detached from the real dark, depressing life that, this world can be sometimes. I found that it was therapeutic to me. I don't know. Fear gives you the feeling of being alive. Fear is everything. Fear adrenalizes you. It's just a shot in the arm that you can't explain. When you find a movie that genuinely chills you to your core, there's nothing like that emotion. I've yet to find an emotion like that. I love my son. I love my wife. I laugh my ass off at movies. But nothing gives me that feeling like a movie that can just genuinely get under my skin and make me uncomfortable. And I feel like that was also part and parcel to why I was so big into this. Finding these movies that really shook me to my core and that started as a child. And that feeling that it's like an addiction. You can't help but continue to buy these movies and go see these movies because you're looking for that again. You need that high. You want that high. You want to feel that scare again. And then it gets to a point where you're so desensitized by it that even if it doesn't scare you anymore, it just transports you to this mental state of just comfortability and zen, and you're happy. It's just something that's really hard to explain. Horror has always been, it does not mean anything about us. It doesn't mean we want to go hack up people that are running around butt naked and smoking weed and getting drunk. No, not at all. I've actually never had that desire in my life. I can confidently say that, hand to God. I don't feel that way. It's just always hit me on that primal level. It's always given me, it's just made me feel like nothing else has ever made me feel. And I love other movies, as I'm talking to you guys. I look at my Power Rangers movies, my Star Wars movies, my Godzilla movies, my Transformers movies, my Jurassic Park movies. Like, I love other movies. I do. Horror is just the bread and butter. And you guys know I've talked about other movies on this channel. Batman, Spider-Man, Transformers. Because this channel is me, and it's a way for me to really talk about what I'm passionate about. But the point of this video is to basically just say that nothing makes me feel like horror does. And to anybody out there that feels marginalized or just like people, look down on you for what you like and what you appreciate, I mean, screw them. Screw them. This community is great. This community has, introduced me to some of the coolest people I could ever know. Whether it's Christian, whether it's Justin, whether it's Ken, whether it's Rudy, whether it's John, whether it's Sam, whether it's, I could name all of you guys. You all mean the freaking world to me. Every single one of you. I know you by name. I don't even go by your channel names. I know your names. Because it just means a lot to me. People that have followed me for years. Drew, Christian again. People that have been in my corner forever when I didn't take this seriously. But it was just this outlet of passion that I could just kind of tap into and speak to you guys. It really means a lot to me. I guess the whole point of this was just to let you know why I love horror and why I love that you love horror and why I don't want you guys to feel ashamed for loving horror. And I know that we can kind of get looked down on for it and made fun of and just marginalized. We're nerdy, we're weird, we're borderline psychotics, whatever people want. That's BS. No. Every single one of you guys, every single one of us in this community, we're nice people. We love each other. We love these movies. It says nothing about us at all except the fact that we can just enjoy a movie and have fun and separate fact from fiction. And, no matter what's going on in the world, whether it's all these outside factors, religion, politics, anything, no matter what, it always kind of sucks. I mean, when we really look at the state of the world half the time, no matter what's going on, we can always find things that suck. And that's why going into this plane with these movies is so therapeutic, because for an hour and a half to 2 hours, life doesn't suck. And there's something to be said about that. I feel like horror has helped me really kind of figure out who I am and really kind of put certain things in my life in perspective. And I'm forever grateful for film, for you guys, for everything. I mean, this has been the best and the worst times of my life at times, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm not trying to get sentimental. I'm not trying. This is just off the cuff, guys. I didn't even think about this. Again, I told you this has been percolating in my head for weeks to talk about, like, I love horror. I'm not ashamed to love horror. Stop putting us down, basically. Like, I don't know. Like, just be proud of what you love and who you are. And I am, for the longest time, I was a defender of Halloween 3 long before anybody else was. Go back and watch my original Halloween 3 review. It is on my channel. It's one of my original uploads. It was like my third or fourth upload. Go watch my 14, 15-year-old ass calling people out for not loving that movie. Okay? It's cringy, but I won't delete it. I won't delete it because it is a part of me. And it just goes to show, like, for the longest time, I would let certain people dictate, and, whether it be critics or other horror fans, dictate what I liked and why I liked it and what I didn't like. But you get to a point where you're just kind of like, no, I like this. And I've been at that point for years. I always loved Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Always, always. Even when everyone hated it. Always loved it. There's just something to be said about these movies and this community and what it can do for your life. I feel like my best friends are people I've met through here, not the friends I had in high school. That's not to say they're actually not my best friends. You know what I mean? I just mean that I feel like I connect with some of you guys on levels that I've never been able to connect with anybody before. And that is just incredible to me. It is priceless. I cannot put into words what that means to me. You guys know I love to talk. I mean, I will talk your ass off. It's just what I do. I will talk and talk and talk and talk. So doing this has been a long time coming. I don't know. What more is there to say? Look, you guys are amazing. This community is amazing. I thank all of you who have been my friends and my supporters, and just seriously thank all of you so much. Never be afraid to let your freak flag fly. Never be afraid to be a lover of these sick, twisted B-rate movies, as people will call them. No shame, none at all. Be you. I just wanted to let you guys know that, I love horror. This is why I love horror, and I'm never going to change. I've had a lot of instances in my life, like trying to explain myself to people or feeling like I have to answer to people for certain things and why I like certain movies and why I do certain things. And it gets to a point where you feel like you're getting beat down so much that you're just kind of like, I don't have to explain this to you anymore. I don't have to make you understand why I am the way I am or why I love what I love. I am who I am. I love what I love. You can take that or you can leave it. But quite frankly, I could give a shit. I mean, I could care less. So, yeah, I guess that's going to end this rant, guys. Sorry for the pauses. I'm just kind of a lot going on up here. And I'm just kind of like, I want to get it out. The moral of this is I love horror. I'm not ashamed. I hope you're not ashamed either. And you guys are awesome. And you guys mean everything to me. And the growth of my channel over the past year has been truly amazing. And it's thanks to people like you, all of you. So thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I will have a review for Ty West's X coming in the next few days. I'm going to try to see it tomorrow. If I do, I will have the review up tomorrow. So that'll be the next video on the channel. And I'll have a live stream with Justin as well. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are an unashamed horror freak that has not subscribed to me already, button's right down there. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. All right. That's enough bad impressions, okay? This is Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. Fucking love you guys. Take care. Happy Sunday. I'm pulling out of here, all right? I gotta go get gas. It's like $4.20 a gallon right now. I don't want to get gas, but I have to. See ya.